Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Awesome Shit. This is number 3. And this week we're going to talk about a few different things. Some movies, some TV stuff, and even some music. First off, I'm going to get right into the biggest event in movies going on right now and tell you what I thought about it, which is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. If you're like me, you've been waiting to see this for a long time. The crazy thing about these movies is they've been in our consciousness now for 10 years. We've gone from seeing the 3 main actors as 12-year-olds grow up into their early 20s, and watching that happen has really been something else. And really, this whole series has been building up to some really intense, crazy plot twists and turns, and it really all pays off in this film. And I've gotta say, as a movie, it's really one of the best, if not the best, film of the entire series. I think that Part 1 was also great. A lot of people didn't like the slow pace of it. I thought it had a really movie, cool, almost Empire Strikes Back vibe to it. The thing about this one is, it's all action from beginning to end, and everything is a payoff. You get to find out whether Snape is really good or bad. You get to find out what happens between Voldemort and Harry, which of course is what we're all getting towards. I really like the fact that a lot of smaller characters got to have big payoffs, even though they were short scenes. People like Professor McGonagall, Professor Slughorn, side characters like Rita Lovegood and Neville Longbottom. They all got to do some great things, but really it comes down to the acting of Daniel Radcliffe and Ralph Fiennes as Voldemort. Really great acting. Awesome movie. I recommend everyone see it right away. So that's out in theaters right now. The other best films of the series, I think, are Part 3, The Prisoner of Azkaban, and Part 5, Order of the Phoenix. I think this one stands up against those two as the best of the series. Coming out next week on Friday, July 22nd, is going to be Captain America, The First Adventure. I'm really excited about that, and I'll have a full review of that next week. So now I'm going to do a new thing here on Awesome Shit, where from time to time I'm going to show complete trailers for new and exciting upcoming movies or videos. I'm not going to do it very often, but from time to time, something that I think is super exciting that is worth showing all of, and coming up next are 2 of those items. Here we go. The first trailer is for John Carter of Mars. This is based on the classic sci-fi novel by Edgar Rice Burroughs, the guy who wrote Tarzan. This is one of the best sci-fi novels of all time, and I'm really excited that it's finally getting the treatment it deserves from Disney. It's directed by Andrew Stanton, who previously directed both Finding Nemo and WALL-E from Pixar. It's got an awesome Peter Gabriel song, and the trailer looks amazing. Check it out.
Mr. Burroughs, I'm afraid I bring sad tidings.
Your uncle's passing came as a shock to all of us. Where am I?
My body is a cage that keeps me from dancing with the one I love.
Our world is dying. Fate has brought you here, John Carter.
My mind holds the key.
You may be the only one who can save us.
saw you, I believed it was a sign that something new can come into this world.
That comes out March 19th, 2012. The next trailer I'm going to show you is for the animated adaptation of the graphic novel Batman Year One, which was written by Frank Miller. This is coming out in October from DC Animated, and it looks like one of the best DC Animated movies yet from the trailer. It looks like they really adapted it really closely from the graphic novel, which as a Batman fan I can tell you is one of the best there is. Check this out.
Shoot on sight!
12 years, and the ache is still fresh. Like a raw, angry nerve. This isn't about healing. I'm not looking for closure.
There's not a lot to report this week on new DVDs or Blu-rays, but here's a quick television report. I actually meant to mention these earlier last week, but I had to cut it. 2 shows came back on the air last Wednesday, July 13th. The first is the final and 7th season of Rescue Me. Dennis Leary and Peter Cullen have been running this show from the beginning with very consistent results, in my opinion. It's one of the best acted and written shows on TV. I know I say that about a lot of shows, but I really don't like shows that aren't well written and acted, so I guess that's what it comes down to most of the time. The show's funny and intense, and it deals with alcoholism in a very real and brutal way without getting preachy. Comes back on FX, check it out. The second show returning this week is the 4th season of Damages. The show has starred Glenn Close from the beginning, and it's some of the best acting she's done. The writing has been terrific, and the casting has been great. All sorts of great actors have been on this show from the get-go. Everyone from Ted Danson in the first season, to William Hurt in the second, to Martin Short in the third. This one is going to have John Goodman as the main guest actor. This season looks like it's going to deal with private military groups like Blackwater and the legal ramifications of them. Should be really interesting and affecting and intense as always. Unfortunately, you can only see it right now on DirecTV. And starting this Sunday, July 17th, is the 4th season of AMC's Breaking Bad. All of AMC's shows have been great. Everything from The Walking Dead to Mad Men, and Breaking Bad is no different. It's so great that it tells the story of a high school teacher who decides to start making methamphetamine when he finds out that he's going to die from cancer so that he can support his family. There have been some really interesting and crazy twists and turns over the first 3 seasons, and some great actors and guest stars on the show. People like Giancarlo Esposito and Bob Odenkirk from Bob and Dave. This season looks really great. It's getting great reviews, and I can't wait to see what happens with Walt and Jesse and the rest of the cast. It's exciting and funny. Check it out on AMC this Sunday. Just some quick interesting movie news from this week. It was just announced that Evil Dead is going to be remade and produced by Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, just like the original films. However, it's going to be written and directed by first-time director Fede Alvarez. He was chosen by those guys because of his short film called Ataque de Pánico, or Panic Attack. You can check it out on YouTube, and it's pretty amazing, and it will show you why he was chosen to do this, I believe. Also, of interesting note is that Spike Lee is going to remake the Korean cult film Old Boy. For those of you that know the movie Old Boy, it's going to be really interesting to see how Spike Lee does an American version of this. I hope it's as dark and weird. And this week's hidden gem is the film Bound. This was the debut film written and directed by the Wachowski brothers. This was released back in 1996, and it's available on DVD. It was the first movie the Wachowski brothers did, and it really pointed towards their future visual style. They have a very unique signature to their visuals, which you could see started out in this film. This movie was a throwback to Billy Wilder film noir crime thrillers, and it stars Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon, who are in a lesbian love affair and a love triangle with Joe Pantoliano as they try to steal money from the mob without getting killed. It's exciting, it's fun, and it's sexy. It's really stylish and fun to watch. And last but not least, I'm going to be talking about an album. I don't talk about albums, music stuff that often, but this is an album that really stands out. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge fan of metal. This is the album Diotima by the band Prowess. The interesting thing about this album is that if you go to Metacritic.com, it's the highest rated album if you list it by Metascore over every other album out there, at least up until recently. It's funny though, because there's only 4 reviews listed, but that's how I found it. This band has been around for 3 albums now. It's the project of 2 guitarists. One is named Colin Marston, and he's from the bands The Hold the Octopus and Dysrhythmia. The other guitarist is Mick Barr from the band Orpheum. On bass is Nick McMaster. His vocals are a lot more prominent this album than on earlier albums. And the bass you can actually hear, which is unusual in metal. The drummer, Webb Weinstein, is amazing. The great thing about this album is that it's a really interesting mix of black metal mixed with progressive rock compositions. If you take stuff like Emperor and Dark Throne and mix it with something like King Crimson and Genesis, you're getting close to the idea. But make no mistake, this is a balls-out, gnarly black metal album. It's really intense, it sounds great. I recommend being really stoned and rocking the hell out to it. And that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in again. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please email them to mcreels@comcast.net. And if you have any promotional materials you want me to review, send them to 527 Wyndham Street, Santa Cruz, California 95062. See you next time.